What's going on? Greetings from the Iceberg Lounge. Welcome to the Mighty Show. We are doing the Penguin finale. The last episode dropped yesterday, or depending on where you are in the world. And we're going to talk about it. And then we're also going to give our thoughts of the entire show and what to look forward and what's might be happening down the road in this Matt Reeves universe that we're all invited to play along in. I got to bring in my partner in crime. Some say he's a sidekick, but I consider him my equal. It's Sheldon.
How's it going?
Good. Ah, man. So we didn't get to talk about it yesterday because I was busy, but we promised the audience that we are going to do something, and we decided to figure out a time that worked for us, which is right now. To do
True.
a review of episode. Is it 8? 8.
The finale, final episode.
The final countdown.
Yeah.
Oh, what a finale it was. Wow.
It was a strong episode. A strong
It put me in a
episode.
headlock, a tight headlock.
It had a vice grip on my throat.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I want to get into this thing. It is a juicy episode.
Ooh, yeah.
Bittersweet episode. Some of our predictions came to fruition.
Some. Yes.
Right?
Not all.
Not all. Some did.
Yes.
I think you had one right and I had one right.
Yeah.
And then there was one we both decided that it was going to happen, but at some point
it didn't.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we start off, and it starts off right away. It goes into
Francis being hypnotized or being put under hypnosis.
Yes, but we see it from her brain's perspective of what she's seeing, which I thought was so cool that they decided to do it this way.
Yeah, I had to watch it twice because the first time I didn't really understand what was going on with her. And then the second time I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, we've already seen this scene, but it's her old age now instead of her young self.
Which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, I thought so too. Because the first time I guess I missed that where she was being put under. And I didn't realize that's what was going on until they showed what's her name? Sophia and the doctor dude.
Yeah, right? Sitting in the chairs in the lounge, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is an interesting perspective now. And we're getting a lot more of her side of the story and how she felt about what was going on.
Yeah, I liked it. Right away when I saw her as the old Francis in the flashback, I'm like, this is from her brain's perspective. It clicked in for me so fast. I just put 2 and 2 together real quick, and I was like, oh my god, like we're seeing it from inside her brain, because this is this only part of her memories that she still has control of to bring it out. Right? She's been hit with that disease where she's losing her thoughts, sort of like dementia, right? In a different way. I don't know the term, but it's similar to, getting dementia, and where you're losing your train of thought, or you go in and out of your old thoughts into present day thoughts. You're stuck in this kind of loop, right? And we see it then, and I thought it was such a cool way to see what she's feeling, what she's traumatized with, right? And you finally get a flushed out, more detailed of what happened after she found out her 2 babies are gone, right?
Yeah, I will say this actress, whoever she is, I should really look up her name. This final episode, that beginning portion, she absolutely crushed.
Deirdre O'Connell.
Yeah, she absolutely crushed it this episode, man. Like, for her talking to Rex, and you could like hear and feel the pain and see it on her voice, in her face. Yeah, absolutely amazing job.
Every actor that's got a scene, got a moment, in my opinion, shines through in this series.
Oh yeah.
No matter who they are, when they've got their scene, they're locked in. And it's absolutely amazing to see that when we've been inundated with so many half-ass shows, where they think they're doing great, but they aren't. And you can go look at the comparisons between the Penguin and let's say something like the Acolytes. The Acolytes had a far bigger budget.
Mhm.
Yet the Penguin, the show, is far superior than that one.
And it's not just because of the money they put in. You got to look at the acting caliber that they put in. A lot of these. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Definitely
Cool.
go see it, Darth. It is a great show.
Phenomenal
Definitely
show.
yeah.
Phenomenal show. The acting caliber in the show is just bar none some of the best we've seen in a long time. Even the kid that plays
Victor?
young Oswald.
Oh,
Young
yes.
Oswald.
Okay, yes. Little Oswald.
He's a vile little child in this last episode. Just
Little Oswald.
no remorse.
Like if you were to put this kid in another scene and say, who do you think this guy reminds you of? And it was like Baby Penguin.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Without any titles, any information, who do you think it reminds you of? Baby Penguin.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just so on point. It's just so on point, the acting. It's really refreshing to see.
Yeah. His whole Ma, I'm gonna take care of you. Ma, I'm gonna give you the world, Ma. Like it's just like eat that as an audience, it ate at you because like
you want to believe the kid. You want to
100%.
believe the kid is a good kid that loves his mom, but there's obviously an evil intention behind it.
Oh, right? Pure evil. Yeah.
It's like the Chucky doll kind of thing for me when I keep seeing him talk about I'm gonna look after my mom, but then you see the eye go to the side or the left. It just reminds me of Chucky.
I was thinking more like Damien from The Omen.
okay. You can go a little deeper.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to hell, but yeah, you can go deeper.
Well, I mean, Frances even says it. She's like, the devil is living in my house.
Isn't that crazy?
Right? To say that about your own child, like you're supposed to love him, but then they do this heinous evil act. Yeah, it's give me chills.
I have some thoughts about the character and what I would like to see towards the end. We'll talk about the entire show and we'll wrap it up in a nice little bow, but let's we'll continue with this story here. So we see it from her perspective. What's the gentleman that shows up to her? Rex, thank you.
Yeah.
Shows up to the house, and Rex is basically extending an olive branch and saying, hey, listen, I'll pay for the funeral. We'll make sure the boys are getting a nice send-off.
Consoling her.
Yeah, consoling her, being nice to her. And then she's just like, they were everything to me. They were everything to me, and I've now lost my boys, and I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. And then he's saying something which I didn't see coming. He's like, you got something special in this kid. Yeah. And I'm paraphrasing it differently. I know I'm not saying exactly the words, but he's like, you can harness this. You can actually make this work for you.
Yeah. The context leading up to that was she's like, I don't know what to do with him. Like, I don't know what I don't want to continue living with this. And he's just like, well, there's two options that I'm seeing. And one of them was like what you said. And that was, you can nurture this, you can raise this, make it your own.
And he's looking at it from a criminal standpoint.
Yeah.
Right?
So the thing that he said was like, guys, like when guys come to him, like they want it for the money. And he's like, that's fine. But then there's no loyalty. But then he's like, I look for the guys that look for that father figure, because that develops loyalty. They want somebody to like prove. But he's like, in Oswald's case, he doesn't need a father. He's looking out for you, and he wants to be with you and do things for you. He's like, that's where he brought up the two options of, this is what you can do. You either raise them to harness it right, let them work for you down to the bone, or you let them go. You let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she basically kind of, we think she's going to go one direction, right? There's two options on the table, right? And
when they got to the club,
when we got to the club, I'm like, oh, okay, so she took option 2. She wants this guy to nurture him and bring him up, right?
Yeah, well, I think she was ready to do option one wholeheartedly, but then Oswald started talking, and that kid's got a. So this is where I thought this kid really shined, because the way he delivered his lines
Man,
about
I
you
take care
deserve
of you.
the best, you deserve to be living up on the highest
Penthouse.
loft penthouse so you can oversee the city. I want you to have the clothes, the jewelry, so when
Yeah.
you walk the streets, people know you're important. That kid was hitting on all goddamn cylinders.
I
That
know.
entire scene, he's just so damn good. I look forward to his career because I think he's going to be killer. But like what he did with that little bit,
He's gonna be
chef's
a
kiss.
killer. He's gonna be a killer. You just said a joke and didn't even realize it.
Oh,
Gonna
damn.
be a killer.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know you're right.
Yeah, and you could see her
I
like,
believed every word he said.
yo, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you could even see it in her face. Like she had a little smirk when she was like,
Yeah,
when he was like,
great acting,
people
by the
should
way.
know you're important. The whole like, I could see like the gears grinding in her brain, dude. She's like, maybe we do take the second option, and that's exactly what
Hey,
that's exactly
Rex,
what
check,
happened.
please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like that whole scene of him just sentence after sentence, that's talent. People
mm-hmm.
don't realize that is talent right there.
Yeah.
So many actors were just fumbling all over the place, would not even get the landing right. This guy
Or even
gets the
deliver it with
landing
the
right.
tone that kid did it
Yeah,
in.
the believable tone.
Yeah,
Yeah, got
like
me believing. I was about to go
I
tell
was
that line
sold.
to my mom. Right? I'm gonna get you a penthouse. She'd be like, "What's wrong with you? I already have a house. Get out of here." I'm gonna get you some jewelry.
It's like, I don't need it. I already got it. Shut up.
Indian gold?
If it's not Indian gold, then it's
Yeah,
not worth it.
we don't want it. What is this platinum you're talking about? But yeah, no, it was crazy, like that line, and I guess that's what's kind of that line needed to be said. I don't know if he sensed that as a kid that he might be on the chopping block.
Mhm.
Maybe we want to believe that because we just want to see him get out of another jam because we've been so used to that, right? Seeing him get out of jams after jams with his spiels, right?
True.
And maybe he sensed that, and then he drops that, and then she changes her mind, which then sets him off becoming who he is. And then we get into Victor and the cars, right, pulling up into
Yes.
the scene of the incident where the whole iceberg lounge underneath blew up.
Yep.
And obviously in the last episode we saw him get
Take
out of
off.
that, take off,
Yep.
and get out of them, and only to get caught by one of her henchmen, hired goons,
Mhm.
and taken back to her place. Not her place, the club. What was it called? Baroni?
Monroe?
Monroe? Something? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And where the mom is obviously held as well. And then we see during this whole thing transpiring, we see the mom being hypnotized, and then it's wearing off, and then like, hey, they like go back to it.
Yeah.
Now I have one gripe with this episode.
What's
I
that?
have one gripe, and I was thinking about it while I was watching it. Is when they're both in the room there, you have Penguin there, and you have Francis there in the room, and they're tied up, and you have what's her name,
Sophia?
Sophia, wanting to know more about their story, right? And I'm just like, why do you care? Just pop them in the head, get it over with. Who cares about their story?
So, I didn't take it like that.
Okay.
I took it as she wanted him to admit the monster that he is in front of his mom. So she can end up destroying this image that he's portrayed about
Mhm.
himself, to show that he really is a monster, right? That's how I took it.
And I get that, because I know that's what they were trying to portray, where she wanted him to admit of
Mhm.
killing his brothers
Yeah,
in front of the mom, but the
yeah,
mom already knows this,
true. But it's
right?
different when a person admits it,
Well,
because
you
it's
think that,
like,
but here's the thing. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Of course, I
yeah,
agree with what they're trying to go is, but I'm looking at it like the audience already knows who did it and how the other person knows they did it, and we know the penguin ain't giving up shit. But
mhm,
I guess when they're trying to chop her finger off, and he still is adamant that he didn't do it, I guess that's the only part that saves this for me in terms of like this not being a complete waste of time is
mhm.
she goes, "You're about to let my fucking finger get out cut off because you just won't admit it."
Yeah,
Right? And
yep.
that was the only thing I think saves the line. Other than that, I didn't care for it because I'm like, if I'm looking at it from Sophia's perspective, what do I care? This guy ruined my life. I'm just putting a
No,
bullet in his head, right?
so I believe she wanted it's all about revenge and vengeance for
Well,
her.
because she's
Sh
psycho, maybe, right?
well,
Yeah,
she's getting to that point, right? Like,
yeah,
it's definitely feeding into it, and at this point, but she wants that vengeance. She wants him to suffer like she suffered.
yeah,
That's what I get out of it. Otherwise, I mean, you just pop them. It's game over, and then you don't really have much of a show, realistically. But um, with 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 this, it was just her wanting that vengeance to get him to admit to the wrongs that he's done, so people can see
yeah,
what kind of monster that this dude really is. And even at that point, when he's still not giving it up, and that finger is about to be cut off, she really just realizes like, you're not human, man. You're not an okay person. You'll do anything to save your own ass, to make yourself look good.
yeah. I
And that's
agree.
what ends up happening.
Okay, so we have Victor get to the scene there. Do you want to kind of explain what happens in this scene here? Because something changes here.
Oh, you talking about when they roll up
Roll up, yeah, roll up
to
to the
the
site, yeah. Because
to
we
the
had
site?
Victor get out of the car, right?
Yeah, so this was a cool scene because he's seeing everything go down. The leaders of the gang and their deputies all step out, and he's like, "Well, we gotta go save Oz,"
Mhm.
and they're like, "No, we don't." They're like, "No, we don't. Without Oz, there's no product, so we don't need Oz, so we don't really care." And that's when he turns around and is just like, "Y'all are fucking cowards. Y'all are fucking cowards. What do you mean you don't care?" He's like, "This is my hometown. This could have been easily any one of your guys." And he's like, "And you're just gonna let the Maronis, the
The
Gigantes,
Gigantes, yeah.
whoever, just roll up on you like this?" And I think the point he was trying to get across, if they can do this to Oz, they can do this to you guys. No problem. And what the camera did, showing the background, the deputies just kind of like looking, especially Link, he's just like, it's speaking to them, you know? It's speaking to them. What I got was these old heads really don't give a shit. They only care about themselves and
It's
keeping
money.
themselves safe,
Yeah.
right? Whereas the younger generation, they want to make a name for themselves. They want that
They're
power.
hungry.
They want that recognition. They don't want to be eating shit for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
we called this during the beer scene
yes,
2
we did.
episodes ago.
Yeah, because we were surprised it didn't happen then.
The camera foreshadowed that to us in our minds.
Yes, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant that they
You look
saved
at
it
it,
for
they
this
were
last.
2 steps ahead.
They literally,
Yeah. They're like, "Hey, look, we're gonna tell you something. You might want
literally.
to watch this," right?
Yeah. And then that one dude, I can't remember his name, came up to him pulling a gun, but then Link steps up and just gut punches him. He's like, "Watch your words if you want to keep living. This is not how you do this." And I was like, "Yo, my man is on his side. My man knows what's happening." I was like, "Okay, that's what's up. That's
Yeah,
what's up." Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the whole scene with Oz and his mom getting his finger almost cut off, and we realize that obviously mom's like, I already knew what you were doing.
Mhm.
I already know you killed your brothers.
Mhm.
Do we see the brothers in the or was that later on?
No, no, it is in that scene right near the end after she
Oh
sticks him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She sticks
Yeah.
it right to him.
She sticks him. Yeah.
She hates his guts, and that's I
Oh.
guess maybe what Sophia wanted the mom to tell him, I hate your guts.
Oh yeah. No,
His
100%
ma
she
was
did.
everything to him.
Yeah, but she just wanted Oswald to admit it so then she could blast him for it, right?
Yeah.
Um, but even through all that, he still didn't say shit. He still kept his mouth
Yep.
shut about the whole damn thing.
Yep.
He just let it ride out. Just let it
I
ride
think
out.
part of that is he wants to completely take that out of his memory because I think he made a massive mistake there,
Mhm.
or he just honestly doesn't give a shit.
I think I see. I'm gonna agree with what you said early on in the episodes, where he's a vile piece of shit
Oh
and he
yeah.
doesn't give a shit. I'm not giving him
I remember when
that
everybody's like,
where
he's amazing. He's a
yeah,
world changer. I'm like,
yeah,
shut
no.
up.
I'm not gonna give him that
You have to have
that
empathy about his
yeah.
backstory.
No, I ain't gonna give him that where he wants to forget it. He just doesn't give a shit. Because what all he wanted. Okay, something I want to point out because it was goddamn weird. The way Kid Oz was talking about her was a little obsessive.
More like in love.
Yes. Which
Well, I
was
mean, yeah, I get it, but for me, what I got was he was more obsessed of getting attention. I don't
okay.
think it was like I'm in love with my mom. It's more like I'm obsessed with my mom and she has to give me all the attention in the world.
Mhm.
I'm her baby boy and I'm the only one. And she says that to him. I had enough love for all of you
All
guys,
three. Yeah.
all three.
Yeah.
But in his mind, is like, nope, I need more attention.
Mhm.
The obsession,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And that's also something that pays off at the end of the show, near the end, where you're just like, whoa, what the fuck, right?
It got weird at the end.
Yeah, that's I know. I think
And
that's where you're coming from
that's
because of
where I'm
that.
coming from with
But
that.
I
Yeah.
think that is a mix of emotions coming together at the end.
Yeah.
I think from him when he was growing up, it was more like obsession to have his mom pay attention to him only. I
Mhm.
think, right?
Right.
So yeah, we basically have Victor on his own right now. And then finally in the scene when the mom is she gets a stroke, right? We find out later on she gets a stroke.
Yeah.
She
Right
falls
after
down.
he stabs him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously Oz gets really upset and able to bust through. You see the strength in
Yeah.
him too,
That
right?
man just busted out like he was Bane or some shit.
Yeah, so he busted out through and grabs a gun, starts shooting, killing some of the guards, and then picking her up and basically taking her to the car.
Mhm.
I liked at the when he gets out and there's a guy, the
Oh,
cop guy with the eye.
yes! That scene was amazing.
He's
I
like,
was like, "Oh,
"Oh."
damn, what a perfect shot, bro." Like, I was like that I laughed at that scene way too hard. Way too hard. I'm like, this drug addict cop got what was coming to him, man.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. It's like
Yeah.
right in the forehead, right? Bullet
Mhm.
gets in the car, takes off. Sophia's trying to shoot him down, but he gets out and basically
Takes his mom to the hospital.
takes him to the hospital, and he has to go to the hospital too. He's bleeding out, right? He got
Right.
stabbed, right?
I didn't tell anybody. That
Yeah,
man did it himself.
yeah.
He
Stitched himself
performed
up.
his yeah, he did his own thing. He didn't need anybody else. I was like, it's a bit rough, man.
Yeah,
You
threw
know,
some
performing that.
isotope on himself.
Yeah. I was like, you should be screaming in a little bit more pain. There's no way you're that tough, you know? I'm like, anybody would be screaming with that amount being poured on them. And
And
then
then Victor shows up.
while he's stapling himself shut. Oh,
Uh,
buddy, that was so grotesque. I was like, ugh, hardcore. Did you see the final pour? And he made that face like, oh, it was like, what the hell?
shit burns. I would be surprised he started drinking it a little bit.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was rough. But
Yeah.
Victor's there, and Victor's like basically telling him what's going on. By the way, Victor, why is Victor not cleaning himself up? He's got like blood gushing down the side of his head.
Yeah, I don't know. Victor doesn't care at this point. I think he's
Yeah,
just like he's running on adrenaline right
yeah.
now.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, running on
Yeah.
adrenaline doesn't care.
Yeah.
So obviously we have Oz saying, okay, we got to get the crew together,
Mhm.
sort of, and we got to go get Sophia, take her out. But Sophia's got a plan of her own. Sophia has a different
She
plan.
does. Yes.
Hello, Tav. How you doing? So Sophia's got her own plan. She gets a wardrobe change. Oh,
Oh,
absolutely. Yes. Yeah,
we giving out spoilers right now, dog.
we're talking about the show right now. We're spoiling it. Yes.
Yep.
So go ahead, give your thoughts and whatever you have on there. No problem. So she gets a wardrobe change, and she gets back, sits at the head of the table, and here we are with all the guys that were Legion to Penguin, who
right.
flopped so fast
Mm-hmm.
over to this side,
Yep.
and that tells you something right there, right?
The
There's no
old heads.
loyalty, no
Yep.
loyalty.
None. Zero. And when she starts to talk about it's all yours, why we keep like she's talking about getting the Penguin, being like the Falcone business can be all yours. All of Gotham's underworld is all yours if you bring me him. And Link's like, you crazy, right? You willing to give all this up? He's like, I doubt it. He's like, unbelievable.
She's
And she
not.
just
She's
no.
lying. She's lying.
But the response she gave was cold as hell. She's like, because I can get out of here if I want to. I was like, okay, gangster. I feel you. I feel you. I'll sub back.
So she puts a warrant on his head. Whoever can go find Oz gets to keep the keys to the castle. And so our buddy, what was his name again? The henchman? Link.
Yeah.
I should know that. Just, Link and Zelda. Link gives Victor a call. And this is from their interaction in the beginning of the show. Like, hey, your boy Oz has a bounty on his head. We might want to get together and talk about this.
Yep. Believing in Oz.
I did think Sophia was going to take out Zhao after delivering Oz, so he would do the dirty work for her. You mean like Oz do the dirty work for her, or Zhao? Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, she just wanted one of them to do the dirty. Yeah, that's what everybody kind of thought. Like the henchmen all thought, like, okay, the old guys probably thought, yes, we're going to get the keys to the castle, but the guys in second in power, or the lieutenants, probably thought this is just a ploy for her to get these guys to do the dirty work, blow his brains out, and then blow everybody else's brains out afterwards, and then now you have no competition.
Exactly. Yep.
It's funny because majority of the people will trust Oz more than they will trust Sophia in this situation.
It's because that man has a golden tongue. He knows.
Midas touched his tongue.
How to manipulate the words that comes out of his mouth to get people on board.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ingenious.
Yeah, and so that call basically helps give Oz and Victor a heads up of what's going on, right? And so what happens after this? We have Oz.
So we get him, he's cleaned up, and they're right outside of Gotham City Hall. And he goes inside to talk to the councilman that he got that turned the lights on back in the city. And basically just was like, I'll give you everything on a golden platter, but I want in on the political side of things. And when he said that, I was like, we getting Emperor Penguin coming up now.
Oh,
Mr. Mayor Penguin coming up. This is the start of that. He wants to get out of it so he can still be political, And what is it? The councilman said something to him. He's like, we can do this, but you got to clean up. And he says, yep, clean as a whistle. And I was talking about this with my girl, and she was like, whistles aren't clean, though. Absolutely right. On the outside, they are. On the inside, they still dirty.
Yeah.
They still dirty.
Did your girlfriend slap you after?
Yes. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Let's see here. Bring Christopher Walker back to make Oz mayor.
That man is so old. He is so old.
Is he still alive?
I'm pretty sure he is, but that man is old as shit.
He might not be alive.
I
hope he is. I'm not saying he's dead or want him to be dead or anything like that. So yeah, he's in that in the hall of the inside of the Senate.
He's still alive. He's 81 years old.
Okay, all right. He was old and dude. Yeah, all right.
He's old as dirt and dude. Oh my god.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say it. I was just reading what was said. There's a difference.
Vastly different than what we were saying. So
Right.
yeah, we do have him in there, and he's like, "Oh, how do we prove all this?" So it's like, "Hey, you'll see Maroney in the Rebels,"
Yep.
which is brilliant to put it right back into Maroney's pockets.
Yep. And he's like, you'll see pieces of Sophia's G-Wagon all over the place. You'll see their henchmen, his henchmen all over the place. Yeah.
Amazing how to put it all together like that,
Yeah.
and all the proof they need that it was them doing all this.
He
to
even
get hit.
talked about Maroney's family being burnt to a crisp,
Oh, he pinned it on her.
all on her.
Pinned it on her, saying that, oh, she started all this by, having the family burned, or Maroney killing her dad, and then having
Killed her brother.
brother, sorry, having her brother
Yeah.
killed, and then having revenge on his family, and how they were at war, and how this place blew up, and this is all you need here to catapult you to the top.
Yep.
And I'd like to go for a ride too. Right?
Yep. I agree.
So, I mean, you can see the brilliance in lying and how he puts it all together and weaves it all.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
how often, like, when people lie, there's holes in their lies, right?
100%.
And
Yep.
this guy is as airtight as it could be, unless you find the actual people that were involved.
And
right?
tied to him that can
Yeah.
link him to it.
Yeah.
But he just omits himself right out of the equation.
Yeah. And he gets stronger every time one of the people close to the source dies. And that, my friend,
Real close.
that, my friend, is the foreshadowing that I did not want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone that's close needs to go at some point.
And everybody that was close, I mean, we'll get there. We'll get to that part of the journey at the end.
So we have the next scene, which
Where
is
Sophia gets a call from Zhao.
from Zhao. Yeah, saying we've
And
got
he
him.
tells her, we got him. Let me come to your place. She's like, no. I'm finishing up. I'm packing up. Why don't you meet me here at Hangar 5? We'll go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. We got it.
Then she goes and burns the mansion. Now, why?
She thought she was leaving everything behind, dog. She was ready to move
sell
on.
the place, make some cash. You could easily make 10 mil. Easy make 10 mil.
I mean, that or she really wasn't ready to give it up and just give it to them for free. They can have the city, but they got to work for it like her family did.
It's tough to say. I think she just, because of her psychotic nature, I think she genuinely wanted to get the hell out of there because there's nothing there to live for and start somewhere fresh. Because also part of me is like, she needs to leave because how is she going to be around in Batman 2?
Yeah.
So I genuinely thought that she's leaving out of the whole situation. So therefore, there's no reason to have her in Batman 2, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about movie continuing on, right?
For sure.
Do you think is making her mom suffer as vengeance for her hating him? I thought it was odd how he killed Vic because he was a weakness for him, but not her ma.
Well,
we'll get to that second.
I'll touch on that point. I've got my thoughts. I've got my thoughts.
Well, you want to talk about this whole hangar scene in the Zhao and all that?
Yeah. So she gets there. She sees Zhao all got him lined up. The odd thing was Vic was there too. Vic had his jacket, his hands in his jacket pockets. Penguin wasn't even tied up. You would think Katrina would tie up Vic, would tie up Oz, so they couldn't do anything. But no red flag. She was in her own blissful world on cloud 9. I got Oz. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I don't need Gotham anymore. Kill him, move on.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we got him. And she's like, yep, you did. She looks at him and he starts to fucking smirk. He starts to fucking just, that little side smirk, the little evil side smirk he's got going on. I was like, yeah, you fucked. you done after seeing him smile like that. And she was like, Zhao, and Ling pops him. Everybody.
And I'm just like, we called it.
Yep. All the old heads got taken out by their goddamn deputies. Every single one of them. No one was left alive. Absolutely no one.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I was like, this is exactly what should have happened in that other episode, but this is even better because it makes more sense. It makes more sense. Yeah.
Last episode of Batman 2, it did feel cringe when Sophia, when Rush gave her a letter from Selena Kyle, your half sister, you know, Catwoman. Yeah, I know who Selena Kyle is, and yeah, we're gonna get right on that in a second here. But so they're all dead. Sophia is basically, you know, standing there by herself, and then you have Penguin going, "Let's go for a ride." Just like old times. I'm gonna take you for a ride. You sit in the back, right? I hope it'd be weird if he didn't handcuff her.
But he didn't need to.
Well, what if she gouges his eyes out?
I mean, fair, but he is a bigger dude. He just backhand her, it's done.
But you don't have bigger eyes.
Yeah.
An eye is an eye.
Fair, yeah.
He can't see, can't do shit.
True. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I think at that point, she just gave up. Like, even when she tried that scene of her opening the door, I was like, yo, just press the unlock button, dog. You can get out. Just press that unlock button. That's like right there. I don't know. She didn't even try to do that.
She tried from the door, remember?
Yeah, but there was an unlock. There's an unlock button and a lock button.
But no, don't you know? Okay, well, newer cars.
I know. I'm just
have a master lock in the front.
I'm just making a joke.
Yeah, it's a child safety lock thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So you can't have your child accidentally open the door in the middle of a road when you're driving. Hey, look, Mom. Nah.
Ma, make you proud, ma. Look what I can do. Freaking Stuart from Matt TV.
Typing with phone is tough. Oh yeah, no, I'm not trying to egg on you or anything like that. No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. So yeah, he basically takes her for a ride, and they go to what, the river, Gotham River, something like that. Yeah,
and he just gives her a whole monologue on the way there. You know, the whole spiel about like bottom barrel, like you don't know what it's like, and blah blah blah. And she's like, I know. She's like, okay.
But she does admit to him that I should have seen you more. You know, like I should have seen. Yeah.
But she admitted it too late, right? Like now that she's lost, she's like, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they get out of the car. They have the little talk. I'm like, okay, take out your Desert Eagle. Drop her in the Gotham River.
Yep.
And off we go, right?
Yep.
But no, he doesn't.
No. I like how when he was talking to her, like at that spot, and he was like, you have a special place in hell. I'm like, motherfucker, you got a special place in hell with everything you pulled off. The fuck are you talking about? I was like, this is crazy. Absolute craziness. But she even says, like, I'll save a seat for you because you belong there too.
Tony Soprano, yes, but not. So I would say 20% Tony Soprano. And I think Tony Soprano, because people don't realize that a lot of New York mobs do speak like that. In the movies and TV show. This is not a Tony Soprano thing, but I could see where you got that from. Tony is more like he's more faster, right? In his talking. Colin is a little bit slower sometimes when he talks and pronounces. Tony's a little bit faster, like, you're fucking out of your mind, like that, right? Like
that was dope.
What you talking about, huh? Like, what fucking wrong with you? Like that.
Yeah.
So it's more faster, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. I do get that a little bit of a Tony vibe as well, but that, and I try to think, I'm like, why do I get that vibe? I'm like, okay, well, that's a New Yorker kind of thing, New York mobster kind of thing, right?
Right.
But you get that kind of vibe. But yeah, no, Emmy, give it to the man.
Yeah,
give it to the man.
I think he deserves it, man.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets that. Vic gets best supporting actor.
Sophia gets best supporting actress.
Yep.
These guys could sweep.
I believe it. If they don't, then there's
if
just
they don't win a single award,
yeah,
I'm gonna be pissed.
I not some bullshit award like, oh, best sound or like
Best
bullshit
up and
like
coming
that.
actor.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like none of
Yeah.
that bullcrap
Best
award.
lighting effects.
It's basically saying, "Oh, thanks for participating. Here's your trophy. Get the hell out." Like, nah, don't do that to them. They deserve more than that. They deserve more than that, man. Yeah,
Honestly, yeah. Honestly,
yeah,
really good job by a lot of these guys. I think we'll touch on overall what we thought here in a second. Let's finish this off here.
yeah.
So she goes to jail. Basically, NYPD or Gotham PD, sorry, Gotham PD show up, handcuff her, put her in jail,
hmm
and award for the best show that is not. Yeah, you're right. Correct. That show. Anyways, so
You got to throw that taste in your mouth.
yeah. Hold on. There we go. Cleanse my palate. So she's in jail. She's gonna be in jail for a long time, probably
Word.
life, because she did kill
Yeah.
people.
She
Right?
lost all hope at that point.
Oh, she was broken into pieces.
Yep.
And then our boy Rush is there, and Rush can't do shit.
Nah, but he's there to look after her, to make sure she's okay, because he's clearly obsessed with her. Like he's in love with her. It's not. He's not gonna go.
He a freak. He a freak for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he a freak.
Yeah.
So we have
He's giving out letters.
Yeah,
He's
letters
talking about marriage proposals.
and something this Tav mentioned right now here about Selena Kyle here saying found it cringe. I did find it cringe too.
I was a little surprised they went that route.
I don't know if this is comic based or not. I'm not sure. So because last time I said something about Victor, somebody wanted to jump my throat and say that, hey, you don't know anything about Victor. He's in the comics, okay? And I was just like, okay, I don't read every single comic.
Yeah.
If he's in the comics, my bad. But I thought that Victor in the very first episode was kind of useless. And I did come on multiple times afterward and said I was deadly wrong about Victor. And I love the character. But in the first episode, I thought he was kind of pointless. I didn't feel him. But I was wrong. I could be wrong sometimes.
Fair.
Very rarely.
Yep.
But he grew on me. And boy, did he ever. And we're going to get into that in a second here, which is why you see him in the background here.
Right.
So the attachment to Selena, that's a weird name. Selena Kyle. I don't know if this is a comic reference or not because the dad Wobby was, bastardizing everywhere, and you have the bastard daughter. I just found that I don't give a shit moment.
Yeah,
Them trying to tie it could be a continuation arc in the movie. But does that mean that we're going to see Sophia in the movie give advice to Selena? Like, I don't know. We'll find out maybe what Matt Reeves is cooking, right? But for me, I just I don't give a shit.
No, I was a little shocked when it happened because I was like, when was that a thing? Like they're half sisters. And I don't know if it was maybe mentioned in the original in the Batman film itself, or
I don't think so. I don't believe so.
But yeah, it was a little bit of a shock. And then she like brightened up and she was like, I have an ally on the outside. That's what it seemed like with the look on her face, because clearly they didn't show the letter, but that's what it seemed like to me. Like she's not alone. She's not alone.
No,
she
definitely
still
not
has
alone.
family that cares.
Allies.
Yeah.
Allies. Maybe that's to give her hope. Could Rush put that in there? Made the letter to give her hope?
I don't. But why? That's just like. I don't think he would do anything to deceive her. I don't think so.
It's funny how he says you have marriage proposals. That's how messed up people in Gotham, right? So
yeah.
Marriage proposals. Then why would he even do that if he's in love with her? Just rip them up and throw them away, right? Maybe he's the one that wrote the marriage proposal.
Oh yeah, for sure. He wants that so bad.
Rush probably read Selena's letter. It was open, so they have to open and read the letter.
No, I think he definitely did, because he did say, "Hey, this is interesting. You should read this."
Well, but he was asking what if the letter was open as indication. No, all letters in prison
my bad.
are open. Anything that is given to the prisoners are always checked prior, so everything would have been open. But yeah, definitely Rush read it because he's the one telling her who it is, right?
Right.
And what importance it is. Sad that Rush is gonna diss Sophia as soon as Bruce Wayne shows.
He's got to play the part.
Yeah,
He's got to play the part, right? He can't be like, "Oh yeah, I'm an
yeah.
ally to."
That's how Rush knew Selena
Yeah.
was half sister. Yeah. I honestly, I don't know. I just didn't really care, but
Yeah.
if it ties into the movies and the characters, people always love that stuff, right?
True.
People are like,
I
oh my
mean, it's
god,
got to
it's
be
cool.
significant in the movie if they're gonna do something with it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So she's in jail for a long
Yep.
term, and we don't know what that's gonna happen or how that's gonna affect the movies going forward.
Mhm.
And then you have the next scene, which is
The hospital scene where him and Vic go to visit his mom, and he's like, he's so happy everything went down. He's like, "Look, Ma,
look,
look at
look,
the TV.
look, I did this.
I did
I
this.
did
They're following the bullshit that I said. You know, Ma, look, Ma, Ma." And
Oh
then
man.
like there's no response, and he's just like, "Ma, look at me. Ma, look at me." And he's like, "Nothing's happening." And he tells Vic, go get the nurse, go get the doctor, you know, just go out there. And she's like, Ma, just trying to get any response from him like a child would. Just be like, acknowledge me. And then the nurse comes and be like, she had a mad stroke, dude. She is pretty much a vegetable at this point. And he's like, he can't believe it. He loses his shit. He's like, go get a damn doctor, you idiot. Get a doctor. Get a doctor in here. She's like, okay, my bad, man. I'm gonna go. Clearly, you don't want me here. I was like, okay. And then he just starts to cry because he wants that acknowledgement. He's like, I'm the king now. I did this. Tell me you're proud of me. The weakest moments in Penguin in the entire history, in the entirety of the show, was that moment where he was at his weakest.
I thought Oz was gonna tell Vic we don't have a role for you in Batman 2 Eternity.
Jeez.
We all wanted that. We all wanted that. We all wanted to get. I remember somebody tweeting on people like to ruin the story. Before I watched it, someone was this guy named Soups who's pretty big on Twitter. He always opens his mouth and tweets all the spoilers to everybody, which I can't stand. So if you're ever happen to come across our small channel, shut up, man. Soups. He's massive. He's big. He gets the red carpet treatments, everything like that. But he just can't shut his mouth for 24 hours.
Gotcha.
He puts out, "Oh, Vic, you should have got on the bus," and I'm like, "Oh man, something's gonna happen to this boy." Before I even watched it, I was like, "Ah, oh, man, you couldn't shut up for 24 hours, huh?"
Yep.
Anyways, so yeah,
Cuts to them outside. Him and Vic sitting outside.
I wasn't.
And it's
crying.
the most
You were
heartfelt
crying.
moment.
I wasn't crying. You were crying.
Yeah. And it was probably the most heartfelt moment in this series. Probably because, you know, he's like, "Do you think my mom will forgive me?" He's like, "For what?" He's like, "For the things I did." He's like, "You know, couldn't have done this without you. All this comeuppance, gathering of the peoples, getting Lincoln." He's like, "You did that." He was like, "That was a real smart power move you did." I was
Oh, I
like,
forgot about that line.
"Mm-hmm."
As soon as he said that line, okay, I remember that now. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, you know, and he's like, "Yeah," he's like, and Vic. Oh, I love Vic so much. I really do. Like, this character was just,
Can someone like resuscitate him, please?
yeah, straight up. He's like, you know, Oz, he's like, "Thanks for taking me in. Thanks for taking me under your wing. Thank you for seeing in me what I didn't see in me, basically, you know?" And he's like, "It means a lot." And he's like, "Without you, I don't know what would have happened." And he's like, "I see you as family." And Oz had, and
Oh
it
man.
turned as soon as he said that, and it turned to Oz. Oz was like, "Fuck." I was like, "No, he's not gonna do what I think he's gonna do." And Al puts his
We
arm
had
around him,
it, man. We had a prediction.
puts his arm around him, and just like, you know, there's something about family. Like, family does make you strong, but it also makes you weak. And he's like, "I don't want that anymore." And he's like, "And where I'm going, you can't come with me." And it just, grabs
So
him by the neck.
Let him go. Let him go to Bloodhaven or something.
Could have even had him as his general to conduct the others, but he
He knows
ends up
too much.
choking him out.
He knows too much.
And that was probably, for me, the saddest part of that story, man. I'm like, you two could have built an empire. This dude basically looked up to you like a father.
But Penguin don't want an empire. He
No.
is the empire.
Exactly. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Even went out of the way to take his money, took his ID, whipped it in the water, which was interesting because that's how he got rid of his brothers, right? By drowning. So he drowned his identification so people can see. I knew Oz was gonna off Vic when he went from kid to Vic.
Yeah.
You know what I do to family?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that was heartbreaking, man. God damn. I thought he was like, it's just you and me now. When he said that, it's just you and me now. It's just us. We're all that's left. I was like, they're gonna build it. But then part of me too was thinking, after Vic said the family thing, he's like, you can't go where I'm gonna go. It's like, well, Oz doesn't need some in politics. You can't be the dude that's stuttering over your words, or like, you got to be like that too, right? And Vic's not the guy for politics. And he's also that last loose end. That last loose end that ties him to everything. Everything that Oz did from the first episode up until that point. And he didn't need that on him. Because with his mom being in that state that she's in after her stroke, she can't say anything. She can't even write.
No.
So he physically owns her at that point. And he doesn't have to worry about her anymore.
She can't even talk back.
No.
Nothing.
And he didn't do what she made him promise to do. Where if she ever becomes like that, to get rid of me.
Is that his way of going back on her because the way she said those things in front of Sophia?
Part of me believes so. Part of me believes so. But now it's also like, well, I got Ma all to myself now. She can't go anywhere. She can't. No other person will be around her. It's all me. I'm like, he's dirty.
Tav says, I thought Oz pondered on the idea that Vic could eventually try to take over, like Machiavelli. People closest to the king feel they deserve the power.
I feel that actually. That kind of came into my mind too, and he even complimented Vic with, that was a smart move. You're growing. I'm like, potentially he could have been a threat because Vic was the one that got Lincoln, the other young bloods, to get on the same page. To get on the exact same page.
I never, and we guessed, we try to guess who was going to die. We had Sophia and Vic as the death.
Yeah.
And Francis. And the mom. Mom is somewhat dead.
Yeah. Right? At this point, yeah.
Medically considered a vegetable, so
right.
Dead, right? I mean, very few people come out of that. So we had 2 out of the 3. I didn't want to see Vic die, but you knew he had to go. Like people, like all those people that love the Penguin and think he had a great, compelling story and feel sorry for him and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We said he was a piece of, you know what? He was trash. He was garbage. He was an ass. And he just continues to prove that theory over and over again. He actually elevates himself to like world-class dirtbag, right?
Yeah, he does.
Right? He just keeps elevating himself.
Yeah.
To the point where, I don't know, he's getting close to Joker psychotic.
A bit too like real
very
smart.
Close to like very close to, not past Joker, but very close to Joker psycho. Joker.
Well, you said it last time on your list. He's like number 2 now, right?
Firmly at number 2.
Yeah. I think after this episode, yeah, I'd say for sure number 2.
Yeah.
Instead of me having like the Riddler there after the Joker, unless they do, I don't know. I mean, they already did the Riddler in the Batman. But yeah, after this, oh yeah, he's number 2 now.
Especially where now he's gonna be part of the government or the local government. Mm-hmm. You know, you see the top hat. By the way, did you notice that the top hat?
I wanted to talk about that.
Okay.
His whole suit get up,
The cleanup. Okay.
the
Okay.
purple Rolls Royce Phantom
He
2
traded up. He traded up.
went from a Maserati to a Phantom. I was
Woo!
like, all right, Penguin's got his purple stuff going on.
Yeah, got
And
that
then
shine.
the fur coat, the vest. I'm like, this is the classic Penguin
Yeah.
right out the
We
comics,
noticed is
right
the
out the animated show.
bifocal?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what we needed. Yeah.
The only thing he was missing was that cigarette thing on the stick. That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
thing that he
yeah,
was missing.
yeah, yeah,
But his mom had that. No, actually, his mom didn't just have that. The lady he hired, his love person, had
Oh,
it.
which we're gonna get into in a second
Oh
here.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It was like, okay, you made him become like Emperor Penguin. This is what I'm talking about.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
where this was leading up to. Yeah.
yeah. And so we have Victor gone,
Mhm.
sadly. We have Sophia in jail.
Yep.
We have Mom in the vegetable.
Yep.
We have all the mob bosses that are, triads, etc., gone, and their new henchmen are taking over, who are loyal to the Penguin. They will serve him, but they're so below, they don't know the details of. Oz even had the umbrella bucket next to the mirror.
I didn't find it cringe. I thought it was on point. I mean, to each their own, though. To each their own.
It's a subtle hint. It's a subtle hint.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Just like the Phantom, right? In the Batman animation, he's got the long stretched classic car, right?
Yeah.
So the Phantom is the modern day version of that. It's long stretched classic car, right?
Luxury vehicle, yeah.
So yeah, we get him basically going back to his lair, the iceberg lounge. Sorry, not a lair, so his penthouse.
Yes. Yeah.
We see the mom overlooking the city, which he promised her in the penthouse, right? Got her own little room for her. It looks like there's some renovations happening. So this could be this could be where Batman meets Penguin again next time around.
I can see that.
Meets him at his lair.
Yep, I can see that.
And the troubling part here. So the scene, we see the woman that he loves dressed up in the woman that he loves as well.
Yeah.
He's combined two loves.
This was a disturbing way to end it because it showed how his psychosis is, with his obsession with his mom, his love interest playing that part. The whole, like, getting her to say the things that he wanted to hear, like, I'm proud of you, Oz. You did good, baby. You're the king. I'm like, this is too much.
You're creeped out.
This was highly uncomfortable. Highly uncomfortable. I was like,
you're creeped out.
Oh, 100%. And they did a wonderful job of doing so.
And she dressed the part.
She wore the same dress that she wore at freaking
She has the same hairstyle.
The cigarette too. I'm like, oh. And the music. I'm pretty sure the music was exactly the same too. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then it just pans out from there as they're dancing, giving each other little kisses on the cheek. And they show him and they show that sky.
I knew what's going to happen. I knew right away.
Bat signal comes and hits it real hard. I was like, what a way to end it.
Yeah.
That's how you end a goddamn show.
Yeah.
They should not do a second season. I don't want to see it. Leave it there.
Do you see a second season? I don't want to as well.
But money takes
away. Well, I said that about the Joker too. When the Joker came out with, Joaquin Phoenix, I said, hey, leave it. Leave this masterpiece alone.
Yeah.
But they made $1 billion and then they're like, hey, let's go make some more money.
Yeah.
And they end up pooping the bed. So leave this alone. Go find another character. He's got a Rose Gallery.
Yeah.
Go find another character. Bring that to life. Because remember, when they announced this show, a lot of people didn't give a shit about it.
No.
And if you are one of those people you're lying to yourself. Oh, I knew it's going to be great. Liars. So many of the people I saw on social media said, "Who gives a crap? Why do we need this? Oh, sure, whatever. Why not? You want to
Yeah.
milk it? Go ahead, milk it." Nobody thought this show was going to be that great, including yours truly.
Mhm.
And Matt Reeves, and let's get into the overall thoughts of this whole show. Matt Reeves and everybody involved, they all, I thought, did a phenomenal job of giving us 8 beautiful episodes to chew on while they're making Batman 2.
Yeah. I thought the formula for this was really well done because in the Batman movie we had, the gangster, the gang, the crime families doing their thing, the main villain being the Riddler, and sprinkled it with Selena Kyle, Catwoman doing her thing, and they kind of just sprinkled Penguin in there, as a little one-off side guy kind of thing. And then we get him fully fleshed out leading up to his rise as the Penguin. Brilliantly done. I don't mind if they do that for the second movie where, we have a main villain. They show the little bits, they sprinkle in those little bits of other villains to be like, now we'll do a show on them to get them to that point. I'd be okay with that. And if they do that, if they decide to do that, I feel like their third Batman film, if they decide to do one, is going to be his rogues gallery versus Batman while they're all at their pinnacle of power.
Sort of like the Sinister Six kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, Colin Farrell is funny you say that, said that he's got about 20 minutes in the Batman 2 movie. So he's got about 20 minutes of time in the Batman, which is significant if you think about it in a movie.
Yeah.
A 2-hour movie or just under 2-hour movie, 20 minutes of time is pretty big. So which tells you that he might have some very important role in there.
Right.
Either to help Batman out, which in turn will help him out because the Penguin doesn't do anything for free, right?
True. Yep.
So that could be the case, or he's part of the problem and Batman has to deal with him to finish the problem, right?
Yeah.
So that, and then he also said that he signed on for movie 3 as well.
Ooh.
So he'll be at some capacity in movie 3 as well.
That's interesting.
So you could see a season 2 in between 2 and 3. I personally don't want to because I think that there's other characters you could flush out.
I'd say do a new character. That's what that's what I'm saying. I think we got the Penguin. I think the only thing, if you're going to do another Penguin, what are we going to be doing? More rise to his empire, more betrayal things? You've already done it. We don't need to see it again.
You're going to also extend that in the movie. So why do we need to see more?
Exactly. Yep.
Right?
Yep. I think people are kind of tired of the sequel thing. Give us a sequel, but not of the same person. Tie it in. Yeah.
Who would you like to see?
We don't even know who's in the second one, eh? So, that's a good question. I don't know, man.
Mr. Freeze, Two-Face?
Yeah, Harvey Dent. Ooh.
It's grounded, right? So
it is.
We can't get into characters like Killer Croc or something like that, right? So it has to be a grounded character. So I'm thinking, Harvey Dent would be a good one.
Well, you kind of can. You just wouldn't be able to mutate them. You know what I mean? You could do, they call him Croc.
Well, you could do Mad Hatter then.
You could, yeah. And you could do Killer Croc by he filed his teeth so it's sharp and this dude eats human flesh.
You could do Ra's al Ghul.
Ooh. I would hardcore compare that to Liam Neeson's.
That might be a tough sell. That might be a tough sell. We could do Deadshot.
Deadshot would be good. Or Slade Wilson. Deathstroke.
Or we could do the Phantasm.
I love that movie. Don't do it. Don't do it. I love that movie.
What about Professor Hugo and Rush?
Could do that. Yeah.
Experimenting 100%. In Arkham.
Claw King.
Yeah.
You can even do some of the newer ones like the Talons, the Court of Owls.
Well, the Court of Owls is probably going to be part of the movie.
I think that's where this is going. All this comeuppance of brand new power. Because the Court of Owls is all about maintaining their status quo with the old families and keeping Gotham the way it was. possibly see that being a thing and going from there. So
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We'll see what the main. They haven't announced the main antagonist for Batman 2 yet.
I think we can kind of assume that Joker's going to be in there because he was at that special end credit whatever scene that they released later. Yeah,
but they have mentioned that Court of Owls might be the main storyline.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see.
Condiment King.
Sick.
That's a mustard, Batman.
Take a hit of my mayonnaise bomb.
Yeah. Pepper. Yeah, that's light mayo, buddy.
Yeah.
What's your overall thought of this episode? Give me a number here. Let's do this.
This is like a 9.5. No, this is 10 out of 10.
Whoa!
This is a 10.
I did not see that coming.
This is a 10 out of 10, man. This is how you end a goddamn show. You know, everything leading up to that point, person being on top, getting rid of the people that tied him, that could possibly be the biggest weaknesses for him. If you wanted to create a villain, this is how you do it. I don't think I've seen a stronger ending in a TV series in a long, long time, man. It's always been either okay, mediocre, you know, not like this. It was wonderful to see Colin Farrell come up like this. Because I feel like
it reminds me of when Russell Crowe is in the stadium in Gladiator go, "Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?"
Yeah.
It did what it had to do. It set itself, to go entertain people.
Yeah. Matt Reeves did a hell of a damn job with this show.
Yeah. I'm going to have to give this a 9.5.
That's fair. You had that little gripe with it.
Yeah. It's damn near perfect. It's damn near perfect.
Yeah.
It is a wonderful episode. Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But not surprising because we knew this was coming.
Yeah. Eventually we knew he would have to go.
And I told you people he's a piece of shit. And you all wanted to love him, send him love letters, thank you cards, and all this nonsense, and feel sorry for him. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He killed everybody that he loved, or damn near put people in a deathbed as because think about it. The man was willing to let his mom's finger get chopped off.
And it was right. She didn't love him. She didn't love her, or he didn't love her like he thought he did. It was just about saving his own ass and making himself look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a ride, man. What a freaking ride. We came into this halfway through and it blew us out of the water.
What do you give this? The final thoughts. Let's wrap it up in a bow here. We already discussed that we're okay with one season and not a season 2. We're okay with that.
Right.
I'm happy with the way it went out. Obviously, we want to see more episodes of this thing, but it's time to move on.
Yeah, I agree.
It's time to go and do something else. We will see Colin Farrell again. It's not like we're never going to see him again.
Right.
But it's time to move on. Right.
I agree. Yeah. Let the Penguin rest. Do your thing in the movies, but no more. I don't want to see another show of him.
Yeah.
I think we got.
What's your final thoughts of the overall show?
Written beautifully.
We'll give a score at the end.
Written beautifully. They made you care, even though you knew he was a vile human being, but they made you care about him. They made you care about almost all the characters, realistically. All the ones that mattered anyway. Fake was amazing. I hope we see that actor I'm really hoping to see him do more things.
Yeah, shout out to the actor.
Yeah, such a good job.
I think a lot of people in this show are gonna go do great things.
Oh yeah, after this, yeah.
And I don't just mean the actors; I mean the writers, the director, everybody that was involved in the show is gonna go on and do good things.
Mm-hmm.
Because they proved their ability in this show.
Yeah.
8 episodes strong.
I don't think if HBO lets them go, they're making a mistake.
I don't know about letting go, but
Or
I'm
letting them
wondering.
go do other things, that's not a part of their network.
Oh yeah, I
They,
see what you say. Yeah,
yeah, like they have some of the strongest writers, directors, producers from this show. I wouldn't let them go. Put them all on a goddamn contract. Be like, you're staying here with us.
yeah. We're gonna develop other things, and you're gonna stay right here
Yeah,
and help develop it.
yeah,
I mean, it's miles. There's so many people out there defending Acolytes and how great it is, and this and that. Go watch The Penguin and tell me which one is better. One cost over 100 million more than the other.
Mhm.
100 million more. Go tell me which one's better. This is why I just don't get it when people go on there and run their mouths about how great something is, but it's god awful. But they're just blind and oblivious to it. They make themselves believe that show is great, even though it's got glaring holes everywhere.
Yeah,
Just because they can't fathom the fact that other people could be right about somebody or some show that they think is great, right?
yeah.
They're just not willing to listen or compare. I'm comparing the two of them and I'm going, whoa, like it's not even close.
Where are the plot holes
Yeah.
in the Penguin? I didn't come across anything. There's so many in the Acolyte. It's not even a comparison. The Penguin's in
One was done
significantly
by
better
high
show.
school drama students. The other one was done from an actual studio.
Yeah,
That's the comparison right now.
yeah,
Nothing. No offense to any high school students out there, but you're still learning your craft, right?
Mhm.
Acolytes felt like it was learning its craft. It's figuring things out. It didn't have it figured out.
Except for Kid Oz. I'll give it to Kid Oz. That kid was great.
Kid Oz?
Yeah.
Oh,
Baby Oz?
I'm talking about Acolytes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Acolytes is basically high school drama.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
Where it's in the process of learning a lot of lessons.
Right.
Until one day it could possibly get good, but it's still years away.
Right.
But you look at Penguin, that's marquee studio quality right there. Everybody knows their role and does it to the best of their abilities and kills it.
Right.
Right. And flowers to everyone involved. From Colin Farrell to everybody, the writers, directors, everybody, even the goddamn catering. Right?
Yeah.
Flowers to all of you guys. Chef's kiss to all of you guys. What do you give this out of 10, the show?
Giving this like a 9.5 out of 10.
Woo!
9.5 out of 10. It's simple as that.
Ooh. Those are high marks, my friend.
Yeah, man.
You know what show you're on? You're on the Mighty Show.
I understand. But to give it anything lower than like a 9, I think is a disservice to this show, because this show hit every nail on the head, man.
I can't disagree with you, which is really painful for me to say. Damn it! I thought we were gonna have an argument here. I was so prepared. You know what? You're right, which is why I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10.
My man. My man.
It hits every nail.
Yeah.
A 7 out of 10 would be an insult.
Absolutely.
Yes, to your
Absolutely it
intelligence
would.
and to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 9 out of 10 for me as well, because there was some marks that I gave 8.5 and some I gave 9.5. So I'm averaging it out to 9. So yeah, majority of the shows to me were about 9. So yes, it's a 9 out of 10. It's a banger of a show. Let's go look for something else, Matt Reeves, and let's go kill it again. Bring the same people back.
Yeah.
Give them their flowers. Do you want to add anything else before we sign off for today? Oh, by the way, before we do, everybody that's just checked our show out for the first time, make sure to subscribe, hang out with us. We got lots of shows we talk about on a regular week basis. We got multiple shows. We got a show tonight later on. I got to come back here to do a action figure toy review show where a lot of people love to see the collectible side of things. So we're going to do that at 8 p.m. Pacific time tonight. So that's another show called the A&R Geekly, which we will have up shortly. So 8 p.m. tonight, you can come hang out with us, and we have the world famous dad joke that I do every Monday nights. And then on Thursday nights, we do a popcorn chicken show. We call it. It is a movie and TV centric show where we talk about all things in Hollywood, what's going on, with latest news, latest trailers, dive into all that. That is 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday nights. And then the Mighty Show, which today we're doing our finale of this. We're going to wrap it up in just a second here, but we'll pick another show, or we might just come on and shoot the shit, whatever. We don't care. We'll do what we got to do. We're having fun with this. We enjoy it. So hang out with us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell your mom, tell your ma about it.
Ma.
Yeah, ma. I'm going to miss that. You did good, kid. Disney. DC, you did good. You did good, kid. Anything you want to add?
Nah, just like, subscribe, and comment to the show, man.
Yeah.
To the entire channel.
Salute to everybody involved at Warner Brothers for bringing this awesome show. Salute to everybody else out there doing Veterans Day in the U.S. Or is it Veterans Day, or up here in Canada is Remembrance Day? So
yeah, they call it Veterans Day. Yeah.
Salute to all the veterans and all the people that fought in the wars to protect us. Remembrance Day to all of you guys out there. I'll be back in a few hours, everybody. Come check out the show at 8 p.m. tonight. Hang out with us, and we'll chat with you guys later. Bye, Ma.
Bye.
Nah.